Hey, so I'm curious to know if any of you guys are going through some of the same stuff that I'm experiencing right now. So let me know, first of all, and I just want to know this in the comments just to see if you consider yourself to be an empath or not. Now, I know that there's not just empaths and narcissists. I know there's like somewhere in between. And so let me know though, because honestly, I want to know if you consider yourself to be an empath. So for those of us who are empaths, we know that we are empaths, right? We are born empaths. We're highly sensitive. We're highly emotional. We feel everything. We feel other people's stuff. We tend to have broken souls navigate towards us, right? Broken people navigate towards us. We tend to be the fixers, the helpers, the healers, right? That's kind of what the empath journey is like. And so there is definitely an in-between there, because there's definitely those people who are not narcissists. And so when I talk about a narcissist, I talk about somebody who is very self-centered, who's cold-hearted, who doesn't do well of stepping into somebody else's shoes. So really can't quite understand why somebody else would feel the way that they feel. Is not great at expressing their emotions unless it's out through anger or rage or bitterness or hurt. What else? What else am I missing? You guys let me know. But you can see the difference. Really, like the narcissists are really the opposite of the empath. Like if we look at yin and yang, black and white, it really is. It really is like that. And I know there's an in between. So let me know where you think you are. And most people, I don't think I've ever met anybody that has been like, yeah, I'm a narcissist. I don't think anybody will ever admit that. I don't think I've ever heard anybody come out and say, I'm a narcissist. But if they're not coming out and saying that they're an empath, then they're either in that in between, right? That's where, and so here's always kind of like a calling card that you can kind of, so when people don't admit that they're narcissists, but those people are the ones who don't like empaths, or not necessarily don't like empaths because they're always drawn to us, but they don't understand it. So meaning, like, if we say that we're feeling this way about something, or did you notice how they think that we're full of shit, right? Like, why are you so sensitive? Why are you overreacting? What's wrong with you? Are you crazy? Right? They do the gaslighting to us all the time. And so that's a really good indicator that somebody is a narcissist, if it's somebody that's doing that too, right? Because as an empath, so just as an example, as an empath, if somebody that you know is going through something, it doesn't matter what it is, our immediate reaction is through empathy. So our immediate reaction is always, how can I help you? What can I do to support you? I feel sorry for you. I understand right? That's our reaction to it. And with a narcissist, their reaction to it is always, well, what's wrong with you? Why aren't you doing, pick yourself up? Why aren't you stronger? Why are you acting so weak? That is the energy of the narcissist. And so let me know if you are experiencing a ton of opportunity right now to grow through being an empath, right? Because of course, remember, when we come in as empaths, we have a very special mission, a very special purpose when we come here. And it's not always easy to do because, our heart, sorry guys, our heart and our intention is always telling us to be of service, to always help, to always support. And sometimes it's to our own detriment, right? Like sometimes we just give and give and give, and then we're shit on, like constantly shit on. And I know, for me, this is a reoccurring theme, and it just happens to be, my closest circle, my family, right? The people that are closest in my circle are the ones that are giving me the opportunities to work on myself and to grow, and I get that, because you can hear George crying. I'm gonna have to let George out, because they're here for a purpose, right? Hold on, let me let George out. Okay, so those people are here for a purpose, right? We have that. You guys understand that? Sorry if I'm making you sick. So those people that are in our lives are here for a purpose, for a reason, right? Make sense? We get that. Our souls come together for a purpose, for a reason. Our soul circles stay the same most of the time throughout each lifetime, through many lifetimes. And so there are teachers, right? We are all in a soul circle because we are here to teach each other through our experiences. And it's interesting, because when I do readings for clients, right away I know if somebody's an empath, right? Spirit will show me the energy around them, the people around them. And so there's usually a lot of density around an empath. So there's usually a lot of broken souls, a lot of souls that are doing a lot of work and not really doing great on it, right? Which would include the narcissists, right? I feel like the narcissists don't do a lot of work. There's like this closed denseness that even when stuff is blatant that they need to work on, that they don't see it, that they're always deflecting. They're always deflecting. And so that's why they tend to, they like to lash out, right? They like to lash out. They like to gaslight. They like to do that because they never look in the mirror and be like, am I really that person? Am I cold and self-centered and egotistic and hurtful, right? If they're doing it, they're not coming out of the closet and telling us about it. And I have seen narcissists have moments where they do recognize that, and they do come into a place of, wanting to be forgiven, wanting to have empathy. I have seen it happen, so it is possible. But I feel like kind of what's happening right now, and we have these big energy systems coming in, right? They're flushing everything out. And so they bring everything to the surface. And that includes in all of us, right? There's nobody, even as an empath, it doesn't mean that we're the golden children. It doesn't mean that we have shit to work on. Our shit is different than others, but we still have stuff to work on. And I feel like these big energies come in because they serve the purpose of us working on our stuff. And so when I asked Spirit today, why am I experiencing this right now? Why am I just, and I know Mercury has been in retrograde, so our communication center has been off. And I know that's a big part of it, right? Because when Mercury's in retrograde, it makes it very hard to have any kind of heartfelt conversations or talk about anything that's bothering you, because it will be taken the wrong way. So Mercury has gone direct. We're still in that little bit of a, wonky until it clears up completely. But it's bigger than that, because it's just feeling like there's been so much giving and no giving back of energy. So let me know if you guys are feeling this, in your relationships, in your work, in your with everything. And it's just compounded the last few days. I don't know what the energy is, but it's just like this. And I find myself being trying not to be just emotional about it, right? Trying not to just lose my shit about it. trying to like see it clearly for what it is and what I need to do. How do I grow through that? How do I rise above it? How do I become the bigger person through it? But I'm telling you, it's hard, right? It's hard, especially when you have narcissistic people around you who are cold-hearted, who are just cold-hearted, and say things that you think to yourself, I would never say that to anybody. I would never see somebody struggling and be hurtful towards them. Like, who does that? Narcissist. That's who does that. Who sees a soul that's like down and kicks them when they're down, right? And so I definitely need to work through so much. And maybe you're going through something similar. And when I asked Spirit about this, like what am I supposed to be getting here? What am I supposed to be learning? They just keep on saying resonance to me. And so when they're saying resonance to me, it's like that like attracts like. It's like that, you know, we put off a certain vibration, which then attracts a certain vibration. And so it's just going to, show me that if I'm not liking the way people are treating me, if I'm not liking the way people are saying things to me, then I have to do the work on my own frequency within, right? So am I not loving myself enough? Am I not praising myself enough? Am I not comforting myself enough? Am I not encouraging myself enough? Right? Am I not raising my bar of standard high enough? Because ultimately, when Spirit says that resonance, when they talk about resonance, it means that everybody around us is just having the same reaction or attraction to what we already have within. What resonance we're putting out, right? And so, if I was to just do the blame game and go, well, it's her and it's him and it's them and if I was just to do that, I'd be doing the same thing that the narcissists do, right? So if I do that, I'm not going to be growing. I'm not going to be healing. I'm not going to be learning. I'm not going to be shifting. I'm not going to be ascending. So instead, what I have to do is I have to turn it around and I have to say to myself, okay, all of this is happening right now because I am emitting a resonance. I'm emitting a frequency that is attracting that type of behavior, that type of interaction, that type of communication. And so today, I'm going to go within more. I'm going to look and see what my inner conversation is like. And if my inner conversation is constantly projecting outwards about him and her and that and all that, then I know that I'm not utilizing my energy in the best way possible. So I'm going to bring that energy back in. I'm going to do my best to get into my heart. I'm going to remind myself that I am loved and that I am light and that I'm a good person and I deserve the best and I deserve kindness and affection and gratitude. And I will remind myself that I cannot seek that in others who don't hold it for themselves. And I have to remind myself about that, right? I can't look for something in somebody else when they don't have it. And if you have any broken souls around you, if you have any narcissists around you, if you have any people that are in between around you right now, it's highly likely that they're not loving themselves right now, that they're not shining their light, that they're not giving themselves compassion or understanding or gratitude or sympathy or empathy. And so we have to remind ourselves about that. It's the only way we're going to get through this. And it's the only way we rise through this, right? Okay, good rant, right? Let me know, though, if you're going through this and if you understand it. And let me know. I'm curious. We should just do a poll. All right. Do you consider yourself to be an empath or not? And see if anybody says, yeah, I'm a narcissist. See if anybody will admit it. Sending you guys huge blessings.